Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Amused Jester. My name is Junior. We are going back to Star Wars 3.75, the Vintage Collection. Particularly Star Wars Heir to the Empire 3-pack action figure. This is based off of the book, right? Because there wasn't any animation behind it, so this is mostly or maybe it's based off of the comic books as adapted from the book series. But here it is. This is going to be Captain Peleon, Grand Admiral Thrawn, and Jorus Cabout. um, there's the back. That is really cool. That's okay, and this one's okay too. I read this book when it first came out. I think in the 1990s. Surprisingly, I still have the original books that I read this from. I say surprisingly because I used to have a really good collection of paperbacks and hardbacks into Star Wars, Star Trek, a bunch of fantasy books and everything. And I gave them all away to the library closest to me, and I only kept a very few in my collection. I kept my David Eddings book from the Bulgarian series. I kept my Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. I'm gonna keep that forever. And one of the series I kept was Heir to the Empire Star Wars. It was I think it's because they're the only Star Wars novel that I have in hardback. That's why I kept it. So yeah, I never saw this in comic book form. Mine is from the books, and it's been a long time since I've read it, so I'm almost unfamiliar with the characters. So let me go ahead and open them up and let's see what's going on. And right off the bat, as I take them out of the box, I am reminded that I did a comparison with this particular 3-pack with the Anakin Skywalker's Journey 3-pack because they're both the same price, $49.99. They're both the same 3 figures. I believe this is a reissue. This is new, and this is probably new. Of course, it's using an older body and everything, but the same thing with the Anakin Skywalker. Darth Vader was a reuse, and I believe the Darth Vader Unarmored was also a reuse, right? So they're basically kind of playing with the same figures and its history and its body parts. They're both the same price of $40, and yet this comes with card backs for each individual figure with great artwork and everything. So what's going on? Why are some of them in these card backs, and why are some of them in a basic blister pack? I don't know. Maybe some other fans of Star Wars would know more, like Bosk's Bounty or Only One Kenobi would know why Hasbro does that. I don't understand. But this is definitely a much more premium feeling when you're unboxing it. I'm not a box collector, but like I said, there's a premium experience that's more to this 3-pack than the other 3-pack. You know what I mean? That's all it is. So anyway, so here's Captain Peleon, and here's his card back. Very quick description. It's just one paragraph. Or no, it's a one sentence. Here's Admiral Thrawn, really nice painting there, again, really nice. And then Jorus Cabout, which I believe is supposed to be a clone of a Jedi. Oh, is that a spoiler? Sorry, you're gonna have to read it, man. I do remember that, but anyway, a dark Jedi clone of Palpatine's creation, Jorus Cabout allies with Grand Admiral Thrawn to end the New Republic and ultimately plans to take over the Empire himself. So let me go ahead and take these figures out of their packaging, and I will be right back. Alright, so there's the 3 out of packaging, right? So who are we going to start with? Let's start with Grand Admiral Thrawn, because he's not really my favorite of all the 3. Because Star Wars origin starts with movies and real life cinema, I do prefer the real life version of Grand Admiral Thrawn than this one. So I prefer my Star Wars figures to be more realistic in terms of the faces because of their origin in cinema. So he's not my favorite version of Thrawn. I think I have another version of Thrawn where he's from the animated series. Plus, I really don't know where they got this rendition of Thrawn, if it's from the comic book or whatever. But he does come with a blaster that I guess we can put on his holster. He comes with a pet that I don't remember hearing about it or anything like that, but he comes with a pet that you can put on his shoulder. And let's deal with the articulation on Grand Admiral Thrawn, right? So going up for his scale, I guess that's pretty good. Nothing going down. He does have a rocker side to side like so, and of course you can twist his head. As for the shoulder, this design is basically just is connected to the shoulder like that with a tab, so you can, it does move aside. Just move it aside very, very carefully because you don't want to snap that off. And the shoulder does go up to side with a T-pose. You have the bend at the elbow, which gives you a good 90, and a twist at the elbow. And then of course for the hands, you have a twist and an up and down motion. It's actually pretty doggone good. Reflected on the other side, there is no cut on the mid chest, but basically just here on the waist, which gives you a swivel. Gives you a good rocking back and forth. Is there something going forward? You guys tell me. I can't see it. Like maybe I'll give them like maybe 2 degrees or 5 degrees. I don't know. Backwards a lot better and everything. So that's just on a barbell. And this skirt is just free floating, so that's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good really. And then again, the more modern version of the articulation on the hip to thigh with a barbell joint, so you can move 90 degrees. You got a thigh cut, which is excellently done. Thank you for keeping that into TVC. You have a joint in the knee that just gives you up to 90, but you do have a swivel function on it as well. There is no, oh, is there a boot cut? No, there is no boot cut in that. That's way too small. The ankle can go impressively down. Good enough, yeah, good enough for going up. And of course you have the ankle rocker. I have no complaints about the design of the figure. It's the most excellent articulation there is. This is going to be hard to do the face because it's so small. There's no way I can make that zoom in much more like that. It's got detail. Eyes are painted red, and you have the eyebrows and everything, and you even have paint application on the lips. It's just too comic-y for me, so I do prefer the one from the show much better. But the design of the uniform, as I look at the one from the Ahsoka series, I do like these. Yeah, I do like these. Has more decorations on the uniform, much more in better physical form. But yeah, I still like the one from the Ahsoka series much better. And next with that, we're going to talk about Captain Peleon. He comes with a blaster, as you can see, normal blaster for an Imperial. I think this is, he's the second least favorite. I don't know how to say that. Out of the 3, he's the one that I kind of like more than Grand Admiral Thrawn, because that face. All right, for this guy, I'm gonna zoom in on that face because look at that face. Look at the detail they're putting on that paint application of that face. It's basically the same as we've seen on the G.I. Joe Hasbro classifieds, where the eyes are nicely painted, but nothing special. You have a mustache, lips, and eyebrows. Very, very minimal paint, but well done. Very well done. You even have the star on the head on the cap over there. Might as well zoom in on these decorations and everything, right? Because we're already here. Alright, now that we've zoomed out of the face and the detail, let's look at the articulation. Basic articulation, I would say. Nothing up, nothing down, side to side. A little bit on the wiggly waggly on the head. Shoulder basically as the way it is with Thrawn, 90. Elbow cut up to 90. Swivel at the elbow. His hands are going in and out, left and right rather than up and down. Mine is stiff right now. There you go. And with a swivel on the wrist as well. The way the waist articulation is very, very similar to what Thrawn has. Oh, I'm going to lose that gun. I'm sure of it. This gun does not fit that holster. Anyway, same design as Thrawn, where you have the waist articulation better side to side. Nothing forward, better back. This is a free floating skirt that's slit on the side, so you still have the 90-degree on the hip joint barbel, no problem. Thigh cut, knee cut up to 90 with a swivel. Up on the ankle, down on the ankle rocker. I'm pretty sure this whole body is a reuse from previous TVC. I don't really mind. That face is just money. There's just there's not really a comparison. Did I switch their guns? I don't think I did. This gun is too wide for this holster though. Anyway, yeah, definitely one of my more something I like more than Thrawn. Oh, I think this is bent. Wait, okay, all right. So that's two characters. Let's go on to Jorus C'baoth. So with him comes with a lightsaber, as you can see, comes with a lit lightsaber, and he comes with an unlit lightsaber. That's the way I want it. That's the way I like it. Good on you, TVC, for doing that and offering that. Comes with a necklace, that goes around C'baoth, and a lightning force hand that's probably been stolen from the Emperor himself. And here is the figure. We'll look at the close-up on the head later on. Oh, really good work on it too, but just side to side. This hair is just basically like gonna like suck in that movement on the head a lot. So for the shoulders, yes, goes out like that. That's kind of like ugly because it's showing that. You do have the more than 90 on the elbow bend. Can you see that? Does have a swivel, but it's kind of restricted by the design of the robe. Really nice detail there. The hand can go up and down. Well done. Twist. Well done. This robe is actually right here is actually separate from the main chest. So if you really want to, you can remove this and take that out, but it's painted here though, you know. And then you have the waist here that's just free floating. Gives you that range over there. A little bit of side to side. Nothing backwards. A little bit better backwards. Nothing forwards. Now for this size, look at that. I actually do like the fabric more than sculpted, because this will not hamper the movement of your legs. And it's a skirt. I didn't realize it's a skirt, but it still is able to kick high. So that's pretty cool. Thigh cut. He's wearing some sort of leather pants in there. And then he has some sort of, I don't know, what would you call that? It's not a boot because it's actually sandals at the bottom. That's kind of ridiculous. Then cut or a bend at the single joint on the knee, but gives you a full 90. That's pretty cool. The ankle goes down satisfactorily. Same thing with going up satisfactorily. You do have an ankle rocker and everything. So this is pretty good. Actually, I kind of like this character quite a bit. How am I supposed to put this on his head? Does his head pop off? It does. So I can put this necklace on him and put his band back on. Now let's do a close-up of the head. Well done. Yeah. I honestly, this paint application is easily even better than what Mattel's Masters of the Universe does. And it's a half its scale. But that's just the way it is. Hasbro does a better job with paint application than Mattel. They're willing to put that money in there. Um, the the hair and the beard, it's good enough. It's good enough. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this one. I'm not really familiar with this character. Like I said, I haven't read the book for such a long time, but I'm really glad that we have the option of a lit lightsaber. Then I'm gonna put this one on his belt as well. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose this and keep it like that. You guys can, it's just easy to change out and everything, so if you really want to see that. But that's basically it. All right, and that's it for my review of these 3-pack from the Heir to the Empire, Grand Admiral Thrawn, Captain Peleon, and Jorus Kabaut. Let's see, price being equal to 10, being equal to $50. What's the value? What is the value in this one? This is the only figure that I don't have, or I kind of wanted from this one. I kind of wanted Peleon too, though. So, this is going to be a tough one. Definitely a 10. I'm not entirely sure I would give it a 12. You know what? I'll give it a 12. I'll give it a 12 because of the packaging of the card back. Even though I'm not a good, I'm not a card back collector, or well, I'm not an avid card back collector. I did collect all my card backs ever since I started this collection. But for the fact that they did that for this packaging, I'll give it a 12. I think that's a better rating than I did with the Anakin Skywalker's journey. I think, but I'm not entirely sure. I really like the way they did this guy. Well done on this guy. Well done on the face on this guy. Really, really good. This one's kind of okay. I mean, like I said, I prefer the one from Ahsoka series. So I do like this part, but this is a lot of reuse in this one. Yeah, so it's nothing special. So that's it for my review of the Heir to the Empire 3-pack from Hasbro. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I was still in close-up mode, so all that thing that I was doing was just being lost and everything. So what I was saying is that well done on the face of Captain Peleon. This one's mediocre. Well done on the face of Jorus Kabaut. He's definitely the one that is the most successful out of the 3. So that's it. Value of 12, bumped up because of the individual card backs that each figure got, and the beautiful artwork that each card back had. A well done effort as far as I'm concerned, with a base price of 10 equaling to $50. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys on my next review. Bye.